This is going to be about bobbin cases. These bobbin cases is a Hobby Lobby brand. They're a really cheap brand of case. If you got a lot of bobbins laying around and you need a really cheap case to keep them in, you can always pick these up at Hobby Lobby. I think they're like under $2 or something like that. They're really cheap. Um, they will fit Class 66 and Class 15 bobbins. So a lot of your modern machines still uses 66 and 15s. These are Brother plastic bobbins. They're a modern version of a Class 15. They're just a plastic version. But a lot of your 66s and Class 15s will fit in here. Kenmore, Brother, Sanger. There's a lot of companies that continue to use the Class 15. And then you've got a lot of companies that continue to use 66 bobbins, but that's what these mainly fit. Now if you get into like European bobbins, something like the old FOF metal side, solid side bobbins, it's skinny and tall, they won't fit in these cases. So if you're got a lot of those, you'll have to get a special case for them. These are mainly for a Class 15, 66. Featherweights, I think featherweights don't fit in these, I believe. I think they're too tall. But most of your 15s, 66s, any bobbin that is the same height as a 66 or a Class 15 will fit in these. Now they're a little bit wide for like a Class 15 or a 66, but you do have a little bit of extra space if they are a little bit wider. But your really narrow bobbins is going to be a little bit looser if you've got any that's really narrow. So this works good for like Kenmore, Brother, Sanger. I know there's a lot of Japanese clones that ran the Class 15 bobbin, so you can use these for a lot of those machines. There was a lot of generic brands also that used a lot of these Class 15s. Necky ran a lot of Class 15 bobbins. So it will interchange with a wide variety of machines. But these are pretty handy if you got a whole lot of bobbins just laying around and you need to really like tidy up and get them all sorted. You can buy you a couple of these. If you don't have a Hobby Lobby, you can order them offline. But it's an older style plastic. If you remember the older style cases from 60s and 70s, that's had that fragile plastic. It cracks kind of easy. These crack kind of easy, but as long as you don't drop them or put no pressure on them, they'll be fine, as long as you got somewhere safe to store them. They're basically copies of the old vintage cases, looks like to me, from probably the 60s. I found a few 60s era cases that was made something similar to this. But if you're really wanting to like sort up your bobbins and clean up all your bobbins and sort them out, I've got mine sorted. I put colors in one, then I put basically my whites and blacks and for light color, dark color sewing, and then these are mainly for colors. But I've got a lot of these for all of my machines that uses these size bobbins. But these are pretty inexpensive, and you can pick them up at about any Hobby Lobby. They're made pretty good. They're pretty solid, as long as they don't get under any kind of pressure. You've got a little bit of room in the top of them, so if your bobbins are just a little bit larger than normal, it will fit. But these will save you a lot of hassle trying to keep up with bobbins. You can put plastic ones in them, or you can put metal ones. They work pretty good.